So we are going to start in no particular order. So the first book that is in my collection that I am currently keeping, due to the fact that I like it, and from the get-go, from the jump, it got me into the book like, wow, what's going to happen next, is the book I'm currently reading, which is The Plus One by S.C. Lawley. This is a combination of The White Lotus as well as The Guest List. So if you've read The Guest List by Lucy Foley and you've read The White Lotus, this book is kind of like a 2-in-1 combination. I'm actually very enjoying it, to the point where I initially took this on vacation. I didn't end up reading all of it when I was on my vacation, so I'm finishing off the book right now, and I will be keeping this, and definitely will have this as a summertime read. Alright, so I'm just going to start in no particular order. This just happened to be the first few that I grabbed off the bottom of my bookshelf. So the first book that I will be keeping is The Art of Mixology. I got this a while ago. I have been trying to get into bartending for the longest time, into cocktail making. I'm actually thinking of maybe starting either a series or a little segment where I go through this Art of Mixology book as well as other mixology books and try to make a cocktail, a shot, whatever. Try to, dabble in the art of bartending and see if I actually do have what it takes to potentially be a bartender. So I will be keeping that. These next two books these next three I will be donating. So I will be donating the Harry Potter Hogwarts Handbook. I have never used this. I got this as a Christmas present. Even though I am a Harry Potter fan and I have seen Harry Potter and the Cursed Child 5 times, I do not believe in J.K. Rowling's beliefs. Just want to put that out there, point blank clear. Even though I have seen Harry Potter and the Cursed Child 5 times, I have seen all the Harry Potter movies and read all the Harry Potter books, I do not believe in the ideology that J.K. Rowling is believing. However, for that reason, even though I have never used the Hogwarts Handbook, I will be donating that. I will also be donating the Harry Potter Bestiary for the same reason I'm donating the Harry Potter Hogwarts Handbook. I've never used it. It's been sitting on my bookshelf collecting dust. I also don't believe in what J.K. Rowling believes and never touched it. I actually forgot I had it until I took it out of my closet one day thinking, oh, I'm going to organize my bookshelf. Decluttering it. And I will also be decluttering the 20th anniversary of the Harry Potter spellbook, even though it pretty much talks about like the facts of all the spells that we use in the Harry Potter series. Again, I've never touched it. Forgot I even had it. So I figured, why not let it go to a good home? So I will be donating that. These next two books I will be keeping It's Fall by Renee Kurilla. And I will be keeping this Cutest Pets of March because my cat Cleo is right there in the Cutest Pets of March. So I will be keeping these two. Okay, so I divided the bottom part of my bookshelf into 2 stacks. And I'll probably be doing the same for the second shelf as well. Just because I have a lot of books. They're also not all shaped the same way. So I want to make this as easy as possible to fit in the screen on my phone camera. So the first book that I will definitely be keeping is Girl Forgotten by Karen Slaughter. I very much enjoyed this book. This is actually the first book by Karen Slaughter that I have read. And I feel like reading it again once I get through the giant stack of books that is on my nightstand. So I will be keeping this one. I will also be keeping The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. Surprisingly, considering this is my first Lucy Foley book, I actually liked it quite a bit. Like, I had very little to no hopes for this Lucy Foley novel, just because I have heard mixed reviews about her books. But I very much enjoyed it, so I will be keeping that. This one, I have been trying to find for the longest time. I could not find it at Chapters, and then one day I stumbled at HomeSense, and I was like, oh, there's the Shari LaPena book that I've been looking for. So, Everyone Here is Lying by Shari LaPena. I very, very, very much enjoyed this book. Lisa Jewell was not kidding when she said this was the most addictive book she's read in ages. I did not want to put this book down. I forced myself to put this book down because I needed to go to bed. And if I had not forced myself to put this book down, I probably wouldn't have slept for 24 to 48 hours. That's how much this book sucked me in. I will definitely be keeping this one, and I will definitely be potentially reading this again. Midnight Sun. I grew up...
Alright, so Midnight Sun is Twilight from Edward's perspective, whereas Twilight is from Bella's perspective. I read all the Twilight books, I've seen all the Twilight movies, however, I did not enjoy Midnight Sun. I actually found it extremely disappointing. This was not like the typical Stephenie Meyer writing style that I'm accustomed to when I read the Twilight Saga. So for that reason, I will be getting rid of it and potentially trying to sell it to make sure it goes to a good home, or if I cannot sell it to a secondhand bookstore, I will be donating it. Either way, I want it to go to a good home. In my dreams, a Holden Knife. I will be keeping this. I will also be trying to find more Ashley Winstead books to see what her reading style is like. I read this a while ago. I forgot how it goes, so I will be reading it again, and I will definitely be keeping that. So, and potentially again reading more Ashley Winstead novels. I just have to find the novels that she has. A Girl's Guide to Murder. I did not like this. I just powered through it for the sake of getting through it. I also did not like the Netflix series that was attached to it. So for this reason, I will be selling A Girl's Guide to Murder. I tried reading the second book, could not get through it. Third book, I did not even bother. So for that reason, I will be selling A Girl's Guide to Murder. Alright, so The Manor House by Gillian Macmillan. I did not like this book, and I also figured out why it was on clearance. It was not very well written. The way it was written, it did not make sense to me. The order of events and the sequencing of events did not make sense to me. So for that reason, I will be getting rid of it to sell. If not, definitely donate. Lisa Jewell, none of this is true. I did not think I'd be into a podcast style type of writing novel. However, Lisa Jewell, I actually like her writing style, so I will definitely try to pick up more books of hers to see if I'm just a one and done type of Lisa Jewell type of girly, or if I actually have found a new author that I like. The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. This book I actually was okay. Would I read it again? Yeah, maybe. Will I buy other books by Riley Sager? Not sure yet. All depends on my mood and if any books of his tickle my fancy at the time I stumble across either his books at a bookstore or at a secondhand store. First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston. I was not sure what to think of this book. It was a very slow burn at first. It's also a Reese Witherspoon book club book. As I was saying, I did not really like this book, but I will be leaving it as like a guest bedroom, coffee table, nightstand guest type of book. So if I ever have people over and they don't have any reading material but they want to read, they can pick up the Ashley Elston novel and have a read for themselves. Maybe even borrow it if they want to borrow it. I really don't care. I have no preference. Matthew Perry's memoir. I cried. Definitely keeping. And all I have to say is I feel bad for the struggles he went through, and I hope the people that got charged in his death will get what is coming to them, whatever punishment that may be. Rest in peace, Matthew Perry. You were the best Chandler Bing there was. And friends will not be the same without you. And I hope you are no longer suffering and you are at peace in the world. And I feel very bad for what happened to you. Thank you for making me laugh during hard times as Chandler Bing. You truly are a great individual, and I'm sorry that whatever happened to you. Alright, so next I'm going to be tackling this part of my bookshelf, and I'm just going to grab it in no particular order. The Drowning Woman, I absolutely loved. I actually enjoyed Robin Harding. I could not find it at Chapter, so I bought it on Amazon, and boy am I glad I did. I liked it. I cried a little bit, and I finished it in about 2.5, 3 weeks, and I will definitely be reading it again. So it's going to be going back onto my bookshelf. The New Couple in 5B, same thing. Very much enjoyed this book. Lisa Unger, I actually like her writing style, so I'm kind of hoping I can find more of her books just to see if her writing style is the same in every single book she writes, or if it's different depending on the books that she writes. But I very much enjoyed her writing. So The New Couple in 5B, so I will be keeping that. So just in no particular order, The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. I liked it. It was okay. It was one of those quick reads where I'm trying to get out of a reading slump. And it worked because I actually did get out of my reading slump after reading that. So for that reason, I will be keeping that book. Solely for the reason being it's a really quick and easy book to I can easily get out of a reading slump. And Don't Mind Me, 27 Minutes by Ashley Tate. I liked it. I did not think I would like her books, but I very much did. I read this when we were down in Niagara Falls for a mini little getaway to celebrate a very big achievement in my sister's life. So for that reason, I will be keeping it. Meet the Lake by Curly Fortune. It's a summertime book, so I'm going to try to see if I can read it the summertime. I read it in the wintertime. It was probably a mistake as it is a summer book and it takes place at a cottage, so I will be trying to read it again, and if I like it, I'm going to keep it. If I don't like it after reading it for the second time, I will be getting rid of it and selling it to make sure it goes to a good home. The House in the Pines, I will be reading again for a second time and then potentially selling if I don't like it, or trying to donate it if wherever I decide to sell it to will not take it. I'll actually be doing that with the majority of the books on my bookshelf. I'd rather be reading them a second time or a third time before I decide if I want it to be to a good home or not. And that is all of the books on my bookshelf. So I love you guys so much, and I will comment down below what else you want to see from me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.